This video is not sponsored by Squarespace. If there's one thing we love on this channel, it's skateboards. Today we're at the Shrimptown Skate Park in Sykesville, and with me is Matt Verdell. So Matt's a skater and an artist, and what we love about Matt is the positive energy and vibe that he brings to just about every situation. Matt, welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
So what influenced you to get started in skating?
Honestly, I think my earliest influence came from like The Simpsons. I saw Bart Simpson on a skateboard and I was like really young, and just that whole like rebellious attitude and everything about him, like just being who he was no matter what, was always kind of cool to me. But you know, like taking the good parts of that aside, like my influence came a lot from like cartoons and anime and just like, you know, martial arts. I was into that when I was young. Like all those different things kept me active. And I think by the time I started skating, it was just like another thing that I really enjoyed, but I enjoyed that a little bit more than everything else. And you know, like combining all that together and like making that my art was just like, I don't know, just kind of felt natural.
So who do you turn to for inspiration when you get out there and skate?
My influence comes from a lot of people in the skate community, a lot of guys from the DC Wheels team that I skate with, a lot of my friends personally.
So people you actually know?
Yeah.
Neat.
You know, getting the chance to skate with them, like pushing each other and that kind of thing is also like just a part of skateboarding. So I think that's it's been ingrained in the culture so long that like I only know that as how we just, you know, influence each other, inspire each other, watching videos, like watching pros and like getting to see them in person, and then like realizing how tight-knit the circles are. Everybody kind of like ends up in the same place, skating around the same places eventually, like when you travel out and do stuff. So it's really cool. Like you can kind of just like grow and get to know people that way. So yeah. So
you don't come from a family of skaters, but you have a family. Are any of them showing interest in skating?
Yeah. My son, he's 9, and he really loves coming out with me to skate. And it's cool because it's like I didn't really want to push that on him. It was just something that like, hey, like I'm doing this activity. Like if you want to join, you can. And he was like, yeah, you know. And like now he's, you know, he's trying to drop in. He's trying to learn how to ollie and like, you know, that kind of stuff. Like to watch it grow naturally is really fun. Yeah. Like we can come out and like have a session together. Like and it's nice that like I can bring him around my friends that skate, and like, you know, they have children as well, and like we're all watching like the next generation of skateboarders grow in a sense, like this larger community kind of thing. So that's really cool.
So skating's cool for just about any age, I guess you could say.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like you can kind of just like make it your own, like whatever you really want to do with it. Yeah.
So now let's talk about your art. When did you realize that you had an interest in that?
Probably ever since I was like 6, 7 years old.
Before skating?
Way before skating, definitely way before skating. Drawing and illustrating was something that I was always doing as a kid, just little doodles on paper and like stapling them together to make little mini comic books and stuff like that. Like I was always into cartoons, I was always into like anime and like comic books reading and creating my own stuff. So it at this point now, it just feels like I'm combining all of my interests together. So it's really neat.
Awesome. Now, Matt, would you say, unlike Picasso's work, which often embraced abstraction and fractured forms, that your art, like Da Vinci, is marked by meticulous detail and a fascination with scientific precision? No, I'm just kidding. So who influences your art?
You know, my influence comes from a lot of different places. I would say most notably Bruce Timm's animation style when he did Batman the Animated Series, when he did Justice League, like those things really struck out to me. Like a lot of the art styles from like the 90s comic books, like the 90s cartoons, like X-Men, the Animated Series, Spider-Man, those kind of things also stuck with me. I mean, the artists that did a lot of the early anime stuff, like Gundam, I mean, Dragon Ball Z, of course, like those things, like Akira Toriyama's art, like rest in peace. Of course, he had a huge influence on my art too.
Sure.
So there's that. Joe Madureira was an illustrator for an X-Men issue that had Spider-Man featured in it. And that, to me, is like still one of my most favorite issues, just because his art style really resonated with me. And I think that like is where I take a lot of my inspiration from when I'm drawing my figures, my characters, and especially in skateboarding. Like I would say a lot of like skateboarding videos, like or photos, I'll see poses or I'll see like movements or spots that they're skating, and it's like I see shot for shot like the character that they're portraying, almost like, wow, this pose makes him look exactly like Spider-Man. This pose makes him look, you know, like Nightcrawler or like whoever else, like somebody with like, it's just someone recognizable to me and maybe me only. But when I put it on paper or when I put it on canvas or whatever, even a skateboard is kind of like, all right, now I've shown people what I'm talking about.
Right.
And like, I hope in the future people can like see some of my art and like side by side recognize some of the photo references that I've used. Like I've used Lance Mountain in some pics. I've used like who else? Like Steve Caballero. I've used like Eric Costin. Like I've thrown a lot of people into stuff, like Ron Allen even. Like I've thrown a lot of people into my art, and the people probably wouldn't even recognize it, like, because you're looking at Static Shock, you're looking at like, you know, Scorpion or like whoever else, but it's actually like John Credale, you know, it's actually like Darrell Stanton, you know, like I hope people can actually like pick that out in the future. Like maybe I'll do like a little side-by-side portfolio of it. But
That's
like,
a good idea.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah, but that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, for sure.
So tell us, where can people go to see and maybe buy some of your art?
You can always find my stuff on my website, artoftheblacklotus.com. You can go to my Instagram, Black Lotus Art. Same thing with Facebook, Art of the Black Lotus. Pretty much just Google Black Lotus Art skateboarding, and you'll find something with a ninja or a spider dude on a board, and that's me. Yeah.
Actually, this is the perfect time to tell you that this video is not sponsored by Squarespace, where you can create your website with a leader in web design. Stand out online with a professional website, online store, or portfolio. With Squarespace, you can turn any idea into a reality. Again, this video is not sponsored by Squarespace. Is there anything you'd like to add?
If you haven't, pick up a skateboard, try it out, go check out some art, go to some comic book conventions, go check out stuff that you're interested in and embrace the things that you enjoy and combine them all together. I feel like that's just a fun way to enjoy life.
Awesome. Are you ready to shred?
Absolutely, man.
Aces.
Fresh.
Clutch. Nice. Freestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Yes way. So Matt, tell us those websites again.
Sure. Artoftheblacklotus.com. You can go on Instagram at Black Lotus Art. Same thing with Facebook, Art of the Black Lotus. Basically, Google Black Lotus Art and skateboarding, and yeah, you'll find me.
All right, well, thanks for joining us today, Matt, and thanks for sharing part of your world.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah.